Hello everyone, this is part 10 of What If Naruto Was the King of Gambling, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives. Jiraiya and Naruto slowly walked down an empty forest road. Suddenly, Jiraiya's ears twitched. Jumping pantyhose, Naruto. My pervy sense is tingling. He shouted and looked to the east. Somewhere out there, there's a lonely soul, looking for assistance. We must go, my student. Jiraiya suddenly grabbed Naruto's arm and started running, dragging poor Naruto with him. Soon enough, after a long run, they stood inside a quiet little village, standing in front of some kind of club called the Blue Oyster. The Blue Oyster? Jiraiya asked. The Blue Oyster, Naruto thought as he tilted his bucket hat backwards in thought. I've heard of this place. Isn't this a gay bar? Suddenly, his eyes turned blood red, horns sprouted from his forehead and an evil grin slowly spread on his face. Oh, the Blue Oyster. I've heard of this place. It's a world-famous STS club. Some of the hottest girls in the world work in there. Jiraiya's mouth started watering and a blood started gushing out of his nose. Women, he said with a grin on his face. Let's go, Naruto. Sorry, Eroa Gigi, Naruto said, shaking his head with a sigh. I wish I could go in there with you, not. But I'm engaged. One way or another, my, Anko and Kurenai would somehow find out if I went into a place like this. Fine, suit yourself, Jiraiya exclaimed with a grin and ran inside. Big mistake. Once he got inside, Jiraiya saw nothing but muscular men with thick mustaches, wearing black leather clothes. What the? Oh. My god, one of the men, surprisingly a soprano, strange for someone as big as him, squealed as he pointed at Jiraiya. It's Jiraiya-sama of the Sannin. All the men squealed and rushed at him, spinning off Jiraiya's clothes as well as their own. No. Naruto, save me. Meanwhile, Naruto sat in a tree, polishing his horns and relishing in his sensei's and grandfather's pained screams. Ha, that'll teach you not to peep on me and my fiancés, he said and snorted. Eroa Gigi. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Naruto, still dressed the exact same way, except he'd invested in a pair of getter, the same clogs as Jiraiya and Urahara has, and wore them instead of his combat boots, said as he and his ill-led grandfather walked through the gates after showing their identification to a shocked Izumo and Kotetsu at 10 p.m. Not much has changed, Jiraiya said as he looked up at the Hokage monument. Except for the fact that they've carved Tsunade face into the monument. Kinda feels like a desecration, doesn't it? Naruto asked as he too stared at the monument. The two looked at each other for a few moments before bursting out laughing. Man, am I glad Tsunade wasn't here to hear that, Jiraiya said with a grin as he scratched the back of his head. Well, we better go see her, tell her that we're back. You do that, Naruto said as he flicked open his fan. I have 3 beautiful ladies to visit, along with my mom, sister and my student. So, let me get this straight. You get to go off and do your things whole I have to go report to Tsunade. That's right, Naruto said with a nod. And why can't it be the other way around? Because I can beat the living S out of you, Naruto stated tiredly. Now, I'm tired and I want to go home and get some rest. Bye, was all he said before disappearing, leaving Jiraiya to sulk. Naruto was met with a strange sight as he entered Anko's bedroom. Anko's legs were sprawled out in her bed, her right arm was behind her head, her left arm was on her right knee and she had the chibi Naruto tucked inside her panties. A drop of blood made its way out of her nose and she had a lustful grin on her face. Missed me much, he thought as he headed off to the next room, Kurenai's room. Kurenai was at least a little more dignified than Anko. She was just sprawled out on the bed, hugging the chibi Naruto between her BS. Mai was sleeping like Anko, only she had the head of the chibi Naruto in her mouth, sucking on it like a pacifier. Naruto sweet dropped before heading off to bed, deciding to tell everyone about his return in the morning. In his home, Lee suddenly sat up in his bed. Someone very hip just entered this village. Line. The next day, Anko, Mai and Kurenai sat in the kitchen, Mai trying desperately to patch up the chibi Naruto doll whose head she'd almost bitten off in the middle of the night. Kurenai, sigh, it's been 2 years Naruto-kun left so be due back any day now. Anko, I wish he would hurry up. Mai, damn it, she swore as the head fell to the side again. It was barely connected by some few threads. Anko, you know you could always go buy another one. Mai, no, unless you want to give me yours, she said referring to Anko's Naruto chibi doll. Anko, hell number. Mai, I'm not good at sewing. She whined with a pout. Good morning, Mai Himes. Naruto said with a tired smile as he entered his kitchen after 2 years. The three women just stared. And stared. And stared some more. What, not happy to see me? He asked, and then they pounced on the blonde. With synchronized cries of, Naruto-kun. He yelled as he was tackled to the ground. I take it I was missed. Bedroom. Line. Naruto sighed as he untangled himself from his 3 fiancées. That was one hell of a welcome home. He put his clothes on again and left to find his family. He found them training at Training Ground 3. Ohio, Minasan, Naruto said lazily as he walked onto the training ground, grinning behind his fan at the shocked looks. Suddenly, he was tackled by a blonde ball of energy. Ni-san. Misao cried as she tried to break Naruto's end with her sly hug. Iamoto. Need. Oxygen. Misao looked to the side and saw that Naruto's face had turned nice shade of blue. She immediately let go. I'm sorry, Naruto. When did you come back? Kushina asked as she walked up to them, giving Naruto a much softer hug. I came back yesterday, Naruto said with a grin before turning to Misao, looking serious. Has he made a move on you? Who? Misao asked with a raised eyebrow. Sasuke. What? No. He's dating Ino. I have found a man, though. Misao said, making Naruto's eyes widen. Naruto immediately went into overprotective brother mode, dropping his lazy attitude as he started leaking intent. You what? Who is it? Is it Kiba? I'll K him. Relax, Nisan. Misao said with a sigh. It's not Kiba, and you're not gonna K him. Then, who is it? It's not Lee, is it? What? God, no. It's Gaara. Naruto froze. Gaara. As in, insane cur with a blood fetish, Gaara. That's the one. Though he's not an insane cur with a blood fetish anymore. You changed him, Misao said, causing Naruto to raise an eyebrow. Well, indirectly, anyway. Flashback. Misao stood alone on Namika's training ground too. She was currently doing physical exercises, punching and kicking a log, when Gaara slowly walked up to her with his arms crossed. Uzumaki, was all he said, making Misao turn to look at him. Who are you? And how did you get in here? Where is he? Gaara asked, completely ignoring Misao's questions. Who? Uzumaki. Where is he? Naruto. Why do you want to see him? And who are you? Suddenly, sand wrapped around Misao's body, tightening around her, causing her to scream out in pain. Gaara walked up to her, glaring menacingly at her. I want to K him. He growled. But first, you're going to tell me, how did he get so strong? What? Misao asked, finding it very hard to breathe. How did he get so strong? How did he manage to beat me? Well, I don't know. I don't even know who you are. All I know is that Naruto Nisan is very protective of his friends. That's all I've gotten to know about him. There's something special about him. I can feel it. Gaara shouted as the sand tightened even more. You know what it is. Tell me. Well, he's a Jinchuriki. Gaara froze. Jinchuriki. He's like me. You're a Jinchuriki too. I am the holder of the Ichibi no Shukaku. Gaara said as he stared at his hand for a few seconds before looking towards Misao again. Tell me, how is he not like me? How is he so happy? He has friends, family, people who loves him. How can anyone not be happy about that? Misao shouted, finding courage she didn't know she had. He's lived a hard life. But his friends has kept him out of the darkness. Friends. What good are friends? Flashback ends. After that, I started telling him more about you. Then I took him around Konoha and introduced him to your friends. Then, after a while, he started asking me more about myself. We started talking, then we started dating and now, he's my boyfriend. Konoha asked for a shinobi trade. Shikamaru went to Suna and Gaara came here. Shikamaru is currently dating Temari-san, by the way. Misao said with a happy smile on her face. Naruto stared at her for a while before speaking. Where is he? What? Gaara, where is he? Why do you want to know, Naruto? Kushina asked and sighed. You're not going to do something stupid, are you? No. I just want to talk to him. Naruto said with a smile and his lazy, or, as Lee would say, hipper chewed back. So, where is he? He's here in the Namika's compound. He lives over in Building 9. Misao said and shook her head when she saw Naruto's glare. No, we don't live in the same house and no, we haven't had S yet. Good, Naruto said as he turned to leave. I'm going to go visit him then. Line. Gaara had just woken up and stretched lazily as he went into his kitchen. Having visited the best seal expert who was currently residing in Konoha, the Sandaime, Gaara had gotten his seal fixed and discovered something. He loved sleeping. He no longer heard the Shukaku's voice in his head, telling him to K everything, but instead, now that the berserker seal was gone, he talked to Gaara, helped him control the sand, gave him advice. He also told Gaara that he should go for Misao, that she would be good for him. He had friends and a loving girlfriend. What more can a guy ask for? His answer came in the form of a knock on his door. Gaara happily walked towards the door, hoping for a good morning kiss from Misao. He was mighty surprised when he opened the door and saw another blonde. A male blonde with a menacingly calm smile on his face. Yo, Naruto, can I come in? Naruto asked politely and Gaara nodded, scared out of his mind. Not much could scare Gaara, but the way Naruto was staring at him, it meant he'd found out about him and Misao. Nice decorating, Naruto said as he walked through the small house. All the furniture was a sandy brown, the ceiling was white and the walls were, strangely enough, sky blue. Naruto just walked around the house, looking around, occasionally opening a cabinet or something, looking around inside. Finally, when he got to the kitchen, he grabbed Gaara's shoulders and pushed him down onto the chair while sitting down in a chair on the opposite side of the table. So, you and my sister, huh? He asked with a smirk. Gaara just nodded. Did you know that I'm protective of my sister? Gaara shook his head. Oh, I am. I'm very protective of her, seeing as she's the only sibling I have. It's the same with my mom. And I hope you understand that I only want what's best for them. I understand that, but. Naruto held up his hand. I know what you might say in a situation like this. But I really love her, my feelings for her are the real deal, or s like that. And I don't care about that. I don't care if you love her. The point is this, she has feelings for you. And you better make sure that she's always, and I mean always, happy. If you fail to do that, if you hurt her in even the smallest way, I will hurt you. I will hurt you so much, you'll be screaming for the merciful embrace of death, but you're not going to get that. No, 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 no. If you hurt her, I'm going to tee you for a year straight. I'll even heal you and give you a blood transfusion to keep you alive if I must. Are we clear? Gaara just nodded. Crystal. Good, Naruto said with a grin. Then I guess I have no choice but to welcome you to the family. Have a nice day. And with that, he disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Shukaku. Why yeah, I almost pissed my pants. Me too. Big brothers are scary. I know. Wait, do you wear pants? I meant figuratively. Oh, X. Line. Kaiten. Kitsune Enden. Sasuke shouted as he blew a huge, fox-shaped fire blast towards a poor, unsuspecting log, completely incinerating it. Oh, you've learned the first Kaiten jutsu I've ever created, huh? Came a voice from the bushes. Who's there? Sasuke asked, surprised that he hadn't sensed anyone. He spotted a bucket hat rising from the bushes, followed by a grinning, whisked face covered by a fan. Ta-da, Naruto said lazily. Naruto, you're back. Naruto raised his hand and waved in Sasuke's direction. Yo, Hisashiburi da ne, Sasuke. When did you come back? Yesterday, but I couldn't come visit you until now. My fiancés had to give me a warm welcome first. Naruto said, quickly covering his nosebleed with his fan, thinking back on the earlier events. So, anyway, have you gotten through the jutsu scroll yet? Yeah, and Kakashi-sensei taught me a few techniques as well. He wanted me to copy them, but I stuck to our deal. Good, good, Naruto said with a nod as he flicked the fan shut and put it in his coat pocket. Then, how about a friendly spar? Sounds good to me, Sasuke said with a smirk as Naruto took his coat and his bucket hat off, making Sasuke raise an eyebrow. New tattoos? He asked, gesturing for the toad on Naruto's left arm and the bear on his right. Oh. These are summoning tattoos. It's much easier and takes a lot less chakra, otherwise I'd have to use chakra in order to decide what species I wanted to summon. So, ninjutsu? Sasuke asked, getting a nod from Naruto. Ninjutsu. Sasuke quickly flew through a few hand seals before putting his hand to his mouth. Kaiten, Hausenka no Jutsu. He called and blew 5 small fireballs at Naruto who didn't even move. The fireballs connected, resulting in an explosion. Once the smoke was gone, Sasuke noticed that Naruto was no longer there. Fuyuten, he heard Naruto's calm voice saying from behind him. Turning around, he saw Naruto standing there, holding his hand out towards Sasuke, a small ball of compressed wind in it. Kamaitake no Jutsu, cutting whirlwind technique. A huge gust of wind flew out of his hand, cutting up the ground as it headed for Sasuke, slicing him into pieces, only for him to be replaced with the log he'd torched before. Sasuke jumped into the air from behind Naruto and went through a couple of hand seals. Kaiten, Gukakyu no Jutsu. He called out and blew a huge fireball towards Naruto who went through his own seals. Ninpu, Gamayuden, Ninja Arts, Toad Oil Projectile. Naruto's cheeks puffed out as he leaned his head back before snapping it forward, a huge torrent of oil bursting from his mouth before he jumped away from the fireball. The oil connected with the fireball, caught on fire and went through it, heading straight towards Sasuke. Sasuke thought as he used Kawarimi to switch himself with a football-sized rock. Sasuke stood on the ground, watching as the rock disintegrated, and let out a sigh. If that had hit me, I'd be a goner for sure. You wanna continue? Naruto asked, standing behind Sasuke with a smile on his face. Sasuke smirked. I already have, he said and quickly turned around with his hand in the serpent seal. Doton, Doryuden no Jutsu, Earth Element, Earth Dragon Missile Technique. The ground shifted and suddenly, a dragon head burst out of it and opened its mouth. Naruto smirked as he jumped away from the incoming projectiles. My first sensei was the one who invented that technique. I know that it isn't true, but in here, it is. Use a technique I don't know how to counter or dodge. Fine, Sasuke said with a smirk as he formed some more hand seals before putting his hand to his mouth again. Kaiten, Gyuuka no Jutsu, Fire Element, Great Dragon Fire Technique. Out of his mouth came a huge flame in the shape of a head that looked like a mix between the Sanbi's head and a dragon's head. Naruto smirked as he sidestepped the flame. What he didn't count on, however, was that the dragon turned after it passed him and continued heading for him. Nanjato, he shouted as he rolled to the side, feeling the heat coming off the dragon as it passed him yet again. Naruto rolled back, barely avoiding the dragon as it actually scorched his pants. He went through some hand seals. Ninpu, Ranji Shigumi no Jutsu, Ninja Arts, Wild Lion's main technique. He called. His hair grew at a rapid speed and shot towards Sasuke, the spikes in his hair turning rock solid. Naruto saw that the fire dragon didn't stop its advances and so did Sasuke with Naruto's hair. Both of them closed their eyes, waiting for the incoming pain. It never came. Opening their eyes, Naruto saw that the dragon just floated in front of Naruto for a few seconds before fading away while Sasuke saw that Naruto's hair was just an inch away from his face. A draw, Naruto asked as his hair receded, returning to its old length and shape, getting a nod from Sasuke. I can go with that, though I held back in this fight. As did I, Naruto said as he walked over to his coat, picking it up and putting his bucket hat back on his head. A ninja should always have a few tricks up his sleeves, right? Yeah, and you didn't even use your cards here. I felt that it was unnecessary. You didn't use your Sharingan. It wasn't necessary either, Sasuke said with a smirk while Naruto pulled out his fan and flicked it open. Suddenly, they could feel the ground trembling. Looking to the east, they saw Lee running towards them, crying manly tears of joy. Naruto-kun, you're back. You've grown and your hippitude has reached new levels. I challenge you, my eternal rival. Naruto and Sasuke sweet-dropped. Sasuke leaned in to whisper to Naruto. This freak is your rival. Naruto used his fan to cover his mouth as he whispered to Sasuke. He seems strange, but he has a kind soul. It's just a little annoying when he keeps spouting on about youth. Naruto-kun. I said that I challenge you, my eternal rival. Naruto closed his eyes as he remembered something. Flashback. Naruto was walking towards the Namika's compound, hoping desperately that he wouldn't meet anyone who'd welcome him home at this hour. He sighed when he heard a voice from behind him. Ah, long time no see, Naruto. You look more and more like your father every day, came Kakashi's overly lazy voice. He looked up from his Ika and waved at Naruto. Yo. Yo, Kakashi-san. Listen, I'm tired and I want to sleep, so can we talk tomorrow? Sure. I was just out, patrolling the village. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yarene, Naruto. Kakashi said and turned to leave when Naruto called out to him. Wait, Kakashi-san. You're Guy-sensei's eternal rival, right? Yeah. So, how do you do when you want to piss him off? Oh, I act oblivious. Flashback ends. Act oblivious, huh? Naruto thought as he turned to look at Lee. You say something, Lee. Lee burst into tears. Oh, Naruto-kun, you are truly worthy of being my rival with that annoyingly hip attitude of yours. I will show you that youth can beat hipness any time. It's your pick of challenge. Oh, Naruto asked as he put a hand to his chin. Okay, an easy one. Oh, I got it. He thought as he snapped his fingers. Alright, whoever gets laid first wins. Lee froze. What? You heard me. We're going to go out, find a woman, or two, or three, and F them until they can't move. Whoever does it first, wins. Yosh. It's a strange and very unyouthful challenge, Naruto-kun, but I will do it. And if I lose, I'll do 5,000 vertical push-ups with my fingers, and if I cannot do that, I'll carry a boulder around Konoha. And if I cannot do that, I'll wrestle a bear with my hands tied behind my back. Okay, Lee. Naruto said and put away his fan. Let's go, he said and blurred away, as did Lee. That Naruto, Sasuke said with a chuckle. He managed to get Lee off his back and he had an excuse for having S with his girls. I hate to say it, but I admire him. Line. Naruto got into his house and spotted his fiancés, all sitting in front of the couch, watching TV. He walked inside and picked the three up, Mai on his back and Kurenai and Anko under each arms. We go upstairs now, he said simply as he ran annoyingly fast towards the bedroom. Once they got inside the bedroom, the three women figured out what was going on once Naruto had put them on the floor again. Anko smirked as she pushed Naruto onto the bed, followed by the three women pouncing on him. Line. The next day, Naruto stood in front of a jail cell, staring at Lee who was sitting inside, devastated. Lee, what you did was called sexual harassment, he said while Lee just lowered his head in shame. I was talking about wooing a woman, not trying to kiss the first woman you saw in the middle of the street. You should be glad you weren't charged with attempted R. I know, Naruto-kun, and I'm sorry. I have failed you as a rival. No you haven't, Lee. Naruto said with a grin. What you did took guts. And the woman, she was a catch. And I had the upper hand. I already had 3 willing women waiting for me, so I guess that challenge doesn't count. Lee. Came the roaring voice of Matogai as he ran inside the prison. My most youthful student. What is this I hear about you doing something very unyoutful with unsuspecting women in the middle of the streets? Naruto covered his ears as Guy ran over to the cell. Guy-sensei. I'm sorry. Naruto-kun challenged me. I misunderstood it, and Naruto-kun, being the hip man he is, has decided to void it. As a way to show my regrets, when I get out of here, I will carry that woman's groceries for her every day for 2 weeks. Lee. Oh my. Lee walked up to the bars with tears in his eyes. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. They enveloped each other in a hug through the bars while Naruto just stared, horrified. Now that Lee's older, it's even more disturbing, he thought as he looked up. Anyway, Lee, once you're out of here, I'll probably have a new challenge for you. Yosh. I will not fail this one, Naruto-kun. Line. In the Hokage's office, Jiraiya was standing in front of Tsunade with his arms crossed and a proud smile on his face. So, What skill level do you think he's at? Tsunade asked, making Jiraiya grin. Between Sanin and Cage. What? How? He's a jutsu sponge. Jiraiya said, that eating grin still on his face. I've taught him everything I taught Minato and everything else I know. His speed is nearly unmatched, but with Hiraishin, it is. His strength is greater than Guy's, he said as he rubbed the back of his head. I would know. Every time I tried to ditch his training for some research, he'd smack me unconscious with a single punch. But did you turn him into AL? He was already AL. Everyone's AL. He just knows how to hide it. Jiraiya said and waved. Well, I'd better get going. There's research to be done. He said and disappeared in a puff of smoke, just in time to avoid the paperweight that came flying out of Tsunade's hand. Well, considering that Naruto has now done 16 S rank missions and 34 A rank, I think that's enough for a promotion, don't you, Shizune? Tsunade asked, looking at her apprentice with a raised eyebrow. Normally, I'd say that he's not ready, but with 16 S rank under his belt, I'm sure he's ready. Line. Naruto-kun. Came Lee's voice from behind Naruto as he walked through Konoha, making said blonde sigh. I'm out of jail and I'm ready for your challenge. Naruto asked as he looked at Lee with a raised eyebrow. Did you say something? Lee cried manly tears, spouting on about Naruto's hipness. Said blonde didn't really pay much attention to him. Flicking his fan shut, Naruto turned to Lee with a grin on his face. We'll have a ramen eating contest. Ramen. Yeah. Naruto said with a nod. Either that or dango. Take your pick. We'll go with ramen. And I promise that I will not lose to you, Naruto-kun. If I do, I'll run to Suna and back on my hands, and if I cannot do that, I'll. Enough, Lee. Let's go eat. Naruto said with a sigh as he started walking towards Ichiraku. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.